It's been said that one of the most important medical discoveries of the last 20 years is how much the immune system and inflammatory processes are involved in various mental and physical health disorders that largely contribute to current morbidity and mortality rates. In fact, did you know that more than half of all deaths worldwide are attributed to inflammation-associated diseases like heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, as well as autoimmune and neurodegenerative conditions? Taking this in combination with the fact that inflammation and the inflammatory response are the underlying origins of all pain, according to Emoji in 2007, you can see why many actively take steps to make it better. One of the main such strategies is diet modification. But one article by Kjeld Glaser outlines why concentrating on diet alone isn't best to help inflammation. So today we'll be exploring the reasoning behind this and the extra measures you can take to optimize your diet's impact on inflammation. But first, as always, please take note of our disclaimer. One common misconception to clear up, though, is that not all inflammation is bad. Inflammation is the immune system's response to harmful stimuli and helps out by removing them and getting the healing process started. Acute inflammation is generally referred to as the good type. It's a short-term process that most often happens within a few minutes or hours and begins to wear off upon eliminating the harmful stimuli. Therefore, acute inflammation is crucial for us to stay alive and well. Instead, it's systemic chronic inflammation that's the issue, which is slow, long-term inflammation lasting for prolonged periods of several months to years, which can ultimately lead to collateral damage to tissues and organs over time, and is how the health conditions outlined earlier can arise from it. You also might have heard of the term subacute inflammation. This is the period between acute and chronic inflammation, typically lasting 2 to 6 weeks. So now we know who the bad guy is, which foods are considered good for chronic inflammation, and which are considered bad for it according to the literature. Well, examples can be seen here. So, given that changing your diet can aid inflammation, why is it not enough then to help optimally? Well, the reason for this is greatly illustrated in a flowchart from the article I mentioned at the onset of this video. I'd really recommend reading it for a deeper explanation, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. As you can see, healthy eating improves inflammation through 4 mechanisms: autonomic nervous system activity, oxidative stress, nuclear factor kappa B activation, and metabolic responses to food. But the problem is that stress and negative emotions contrarily worsen these same factors. On top of that, stress and negative emotions secrete more of the stress hormone cortisol into your bloodstream and appetite hormone. Consequently, if we're only making dietary changes to improve precursors of inflammation, but not working on strategies to reduce stress and negative emotions that worsen them simultaneously, then you can see how we're shooting ourselves in the foot to an extent, all while making the sustainability of ideal nourishment that much more difficult. Indeed, as pointed out in the flowchart, healthy eating and decreasing inflammation inversely affect stress and negative emotions too. Firstly, from a nutrition perspective, diets containing less caffeine, such as from fewer fizzy drinks, energy drinks, coffee, tea, and chocolate, will mean better regulated cortisol levels and in return less stress experienced. Additionally, studies suggest that healthier eating can reduce negative emotions. One study by Akbarli et al. In 2009 found that participants whose diets incorporated high levels of processed fats were at a 58% higher likelihood for depression than those who ate whole foods. While we're on the subject, it's also worth mentioning that while healthy nutrition alone without the addition of weight loss can reduce inflammation, losing weight can aid it even more. Fat tissue isn't just passive energy storage that many often assume. Instead, it is metabolically active and also secretes pro-inflammatory agents. Therefore, if you are interested in undertaking our evidence-based and results-backed personalized Plato weight management program, please click the link in the top right hand corner of the video or follow the link in the description. Then secondly, from an inflammatory perspective, its decline can assist stress and negative emotions simply from a decrease in the pain and discomfort associated. So healthier nutrition and its impact on inflammation can ease the consequences that stress and negative emotions have on both. But what if you deal with exceptionally high amounts of stress daily coming from multiple sources like work, family, and financial matters, as is the case for a substantial amount of people? Then most likely, healthy nutrition won't be enough to stop this whole system illustrated by Kjeld Glaser from turning into a vicious cycle of high stress and negative emotions, poor eating habits, and worsened inflammation. Yet, by working on strategies to supplement stress relief and to feel better, on the other hand, we can transform this negative feedback loop into one that's more positive, improving all variables. Therefore, here are our top tips to help with stress and negative emotions besides leveling up your nutrition. Number 1, get more physically active. This is actually also one of the main strategies advised to help reduce inflammation on top of healthier nutrition. So by aiming for 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity weekly as advised by WHO, you can accentuate things from both stress and inflammation perspectives. Number 2, try diaphragmatic breathing. By diaphragmatic breathing, aka belly breathing, you help switch yourself from being in the fight or flight state, where you're more prone to stress severity, to the rest and digest state, where you're more at ease. One 2017 study found that participants who underwent 20 sessions of it over 8 weeks significantly decreased their cortisol levels. Number 3, get enough sleep. Just like caffeine can release stress hormones, so can a lack of sleep. Ideally, it's recommended to aim for between 7 and 9 hours nightly. Number 4, avoid excess alcohol, tobacco, and substance use. These can disrupt the balance of chemicals and processes in your brain, negatively affecting your mental health. Number 5, allow some you time. Reading, listening to music, yoga, meditation, getting a massage, and just generally doing activities you enjoy are all great ways to help improve things internally. Number 6, talk it out. Talking about your problems can help you release feelings or frustrations you've built up over time, lessening their burden. Also, by talking to someone impartial to the issues, they can offer a more rational standpoint and help you find answers. Number 7, ask for help. Help could relate to reducing a task workload, financial assistance, or keeping you accountable. Therefore, being detailed when it comes to seeking support is very important. What exactly do you need help with? In what ways precisely may the other person help? Who would have the means enough to help you that you trust? These are all questions you should consider before seeking help, because if you leave it up to the other person to guess what you need help with, they'll most likely guess wrong. Number 8, say no more often. A straightforward, unappreciated strategy is to say no to things that you unnecessarily take on to keep others happy. Don't confuse self-care with selfishness. Number 9, write out what's troubling you. This will enable you to identify the contributing factors and allow you to strategize solutions to them, so you can, at the very least, lessen the load, if not eliminate it. And finally, number 10, recognize when you may need professional help. Of course, some problems are more severe than others, so organizing an appointment with a psychologist or a social worker is definitely a good idea in these cases. Have you any other tips to help with stress? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. Additionally, if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. So that has been our video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.